What's up everybody, Anime X here, and in this video, I'll be adding yet another part into the What If Naruto Was an Otsutsuki series. In part, this is due to the reception that this series is getting, and also, probably the majority, is just due to the fact that I, am testing a new form of, trying to get out a certain what if, and basically just doing it until I completely finish it. So, we're on the Naruto Otsutsuki what if grind, and here we are. You guys are really liking the series, and I personally am really enjoying it, writing it myself, so, like I said, here we are. As usual, I'll be recapping the last part of the what if before jumping into the new material, so without further ado, let's get started. Now, in the last part of this what if, we really just went over Naruto's time after landing on Earth, and basically went over a little bit of his interactions with other human beings and other people. We talked about basically how Naruto would react, and we had a lot of interactions between Naruto and Kurama separately. Kurama and Naruto had a little bit of a minuscule bonding moment where Kurama did display some bitterness towards humanity, along with Naruto displaying some of that same bitterness. The last part we left off on was actually Zetsu, the person who had been watching Naruto from afar earlier, actually deciding to approach Naruto and, start, maybe try to, persuade Naruto to come over to his side. So, I'm going to jump right into the story with Zetsu trying to manipulate Naruto. Now, like I said, we last left off with Zetsu approaching and speaking to Naruto about being an Otsutsuki and how he can find Kaguya. After hearing this, Naruto's interest is piqued to its maximum, and after hearing this, or hearing that his name is Zetsu, Naruto points his fingers towards a couple of large boulders. I don't feel like standing, and you have a lot of explaining to do, so let's head over there, and then you can tell me everything. Zetsu then nods, and the two head over to the rocks and sit down. Alright, Zetsu, now explain how you know about my race, and explain everything what you mean when you say you work for Kaguya. Naruto also makes sure to activate his Byakugan as he watches Zetsu, analyzing every detail, scrutinizing him in order to make sure that he is not deceived or lied to in any way. Zetsu smiles at the overly cautious actions of Naruto, expecting them and having a plan for them. I know you are an Otsutsuki based on multiple things. One, your horn is similar to Lady Kaguya's, and is something that even Zetsu stops himself from continuing talking for a second. In his head, he scolds himself for being so truthful in front of the Byakugan, and knows that even as a naive kid, even as someone who is much younger than Madara, since Naruto is aware of Kaguya and knows about his own race, Zetsu will not be able to manipulate him with complete lies the same way he was able to with Obito and Madara Uchiha himself. Before Zetsu continues on, Naruto stops him. I can tell you were about to say a name, and if you're not going to tell me, for now, that is alright. But if you lie to me, even once, there's going to be hell to pay. Zetsu, without acknowledging this, continues on. The second reason is based off of your pale eyes, your pale skin, and overall appearance, which is very similar to Lady Kaguya's. And finally, the amount of chakra you have is so enormous that really anyone with any sensory capabilities should be able to sense you from just about anywhere on the planet. And I happen to be good at sensing. Naruto then raises an eyebrow to everything that Zetsu has said and smiles. Then, before Zetsu can even process what has happened, Naruto closes the distance between them and grabs Zetsu's throat and holds him in the air. Alright, you've been truthful up to now. Now answer me this. How long have you been watching me? Zetsu feigns ignorance and shrugs his shoulders. I've only been watching you for the past hour. Naruto then slams Zetsu's body into the ground and causes him to somewhat splatter. I already told you not to lie to me, you black blob. Now explain, how long have you been watching me? Zetsu then just coughs up a bit of spit when this happens. Naruto then pulls Zetsu close to him and starts closing his hand, squeezing his grip and cutting off Zetsu's airways. Lie to me again, and I'll erase you right now. Zetsu then holds up his arms in surrender. Okay. I'll explain. This time, no lies. Only the truth. Naruto then drops Zetsu onto the ground and kicks him away. Alright, I'll be asking the questions. If I sense any lack of truth, I will rip you limb from limb and feed you to the beast that's within me. Zetsu nods. Alright, my previous question still stands. How long have you been watching me? Ever since you landed on this planet. Naruto's eyes widen slightly before he regains his composure. Okay. So you have seen every action I've taken since I landed then? Zetsu nods. I have. I've even seen your interaction with that Earth woman. You seem to have a soft spot for humans. Just like Lady Kaguya once did. Naruto squeezes his fist tightly. Weak spot for humans? Of course not. I have one mission here. And unlike your master Kaguya, I plan to accomplish this goal in this mission. Humans or not, I plan to erase them all. Naruto then stands up and looks at Zetsu more intensely. Alright, what is your goal, Zetsu? How do you plan on using me to revive or go find Kaguya? Zetsu then has a drop of sweat fall down his face and onto the ground when he says this. Use you? Why on earth do you think I would have any means to... Naruto then rushes over to Zetsu and punches a hole in his chest. I thought I told you not to attempt to deceive me anymore, Zetsu. Naruto then removes his hand from Zetsu's chest and walks off. If I find that you are still watching me after this moment, I won't be as merciful as I am now. Just know, you're only alive because you're a decent source for information. Once your time runs out, or once your source of information is gone, your usefulness will be gone too. Naruto then just walks off, away into the distance, leaving Zetsu to regenerate and formulate his own plan. I knew this wasn't going to be easy to manipulate him, but I had no idea this kid would be so savvy to my plans. Zetsu then just has a diabolical smile across his face. It looks like my strategies are going to have to be much more intensive if I plan to get you, huh, Naruto? Zetsu then dissolves into the earth and slithers off in order to start preparation for Kaguya's return. Now, as Zetsu and Naruto head off in different directions, our perspectives quickly shift from that of Naruto and Zetsu's to Hiruzen's and Danzo's in the Leaf Village. The two past comrades are sitting still in the Hokage's office, tense air sitting between them with neither of them caring to break the silence. At this point in time, the village has fallen on some extremely hard and desperate times that it really has never fallen in since its creation. Not only has Minato, the fourth Hokage, and possibly one of the most promising Leaf Ninja ever, has died, but his wife died as well, along with leaving an orphaned child. And to make matters worse, both Hiruzen and Danzo, along with the higher-ups, know that the Nine Tails was stolen. This was Minato's dying action, to alert the Leaf Village and to really alert Hiruzen and Danzo that Kurama had not just been killed, he had not been sealed into a sun, he had not been sealed at all, but taken. The only thing that he was able to do before dying was to engrave a quick message onto the ground using his own blood. Kyuubi was stolen. That was the final thing he had ever expressed before passing on into the next life with his wife, and hopefully later to see his son. Finally, Danzo, trying to clear the air and trying to put his own thoughts out into the world, speaks up. Hiruzen, we should preemptively strike the village that has been at odds with us for quite a bit of time now. Either them or the Uchiha clan that lies within our borders are the ones who have definitely taken the tailed beast. Hiruzen puts his hand up in order to stop Danzo from completing his sentence. I've already told you, Danzo, time and time again, I refuse to allow Konoha Shinobi to attack the Cloud Village, nor attack the Uchiha clan, who is our allies, based on a hunch that you've had. Any village could have done it, or anyone could have done it, or it could have even possibly been Rogue Ninja that did this. So what we must do is wait. How long, Hiruzen? How long must we wait? We have lost our most powerful weapon. We have lost the one thing that could keep us in complete balance with every other village. Yet we are just supposed to sit on our hands, twiddle our thumbs, and just wait until the tailed beast shows up? Haruzen grimaces when Danzo says this, and takes a puff from his pipe. I... Haruzen's voice fails him for a second, and Danzo takes this as an opportunity to continue to press his point. We must strike with efficiency and precision if we hope to even be seen as a respectable village. Alright. Give me 1 week to investigate this issue, and if I can find no solid leads, I'll allow you and the Foundation to take reconnaissance action against the other villages and against the Uchiha clan. But only reconnaissance. If I find out anything else has happened, and if you started any acts of war against other villages, this will be considered insubordination, and you, along with your position, will be terminated. Do you understand? Danzo nods, and turns around ready to leave the room, having accomplished what he truly set out to do. Just before he does, however, both Haruzen and Danzo sense a presence among them. Then, without a word spoken between the two, Haruzen brandishes his staff, and Haruzen pulls out his kunai, and they both, in sequence, attack the presence that appeared within the office, pinning it to the wall. Haruzen speaks first as he holds this weird creature in a position where it can easily be squashed and killed. What are you? What village sent you here? I am White Zetsu. My other half told me to come over here and give you a bit of information on your tailed beast problem. So if you could please remove your weapons from my face, I'd gladly explain. Danzo then glances over to Haruzen and nods. They then both remove their weapons slowly, carefully, and keep a watchful eye on this creature. Alright, Zetsu, explain yourself. How do you know about that tailed beast, and why are you here to explain it? Zetsu then just chuckles to himself and stares back at Danzo, with no fear nor remorse in his eyes. The reason I know about the tailed beast situation is because I, myself, with my own 2 eyes, was watching it. And as for my reason to explaining it to you, well, that I'm not so sure about. I wanted to just let this all play out myself, but my other half demanded that I explain to you the problems that you and this world will be facing. So, here I am. Haruzen glances over at Danzo, and the two have a very quick, mental exchange using nothing but their gazes and chakra signatures to communicate. They both are very off-put by the lackadaisical nature of this White Zetsu person, but after a few seconds of silence, both Haruzen and Danzo sit down and look at Zetsu. Go ahead and explain yourself. I better see no deception in your words. Zetsu then smiles and decides to not dilly-dally and dive right into it. The one who stole your tailed beast is one named Naruto. His last name and clan name isn't really important. Even if I told you, you would not be able to understand its relevance, so ignore that. Naruto is a force that no one village can handle. He is so strong that even the full, raging Kyuubi was subdued by his power. This is the type of foe you are currently dealing with. Danzo looks towards Zetsu with his own cold stare. What is this Naruto fellow's motives? What is his appearance, his habits, his age? These are all details we need in order to track him down and kill or subdue him if necessary. Zetsu then just displays a smile that annoys Danzo. What is so funny, Zetsu? Zetsu's smile grows even larger as he decides to explain. The notion of you, or really any individual force or village being able to take down this being is laughable at best. As for his goals or motives, well, he plans to capture and absorb all the tailed beast chakra in order to fulfill some higher goal of creating a tailed beast beyond even the level of 9 tails. The rest of the information you asked for is pretty irrelevant because if you deployed any sensory type ninja, no matter where he is on the planet, I promise you'll be able to sense a massive amount of chakra. Now, when the White Zetsu says all this, and in this tone, Haruzen and even Danzo, the usually calm and composed person that he is, can only barely contain the horror and curiosity that he feels within the depths of his heart. Now, if you two will excuse me, I'm going to go returning to my other half. Zetsu then waves at the two of them. Instantly, before Zetsu can even react, Haruzen leaps out of his chair and crushes Zetsu's body with his adamantine staff. I'm sorry, but we cannot hear all of this and then let you leave just like that. You're gonna have to stay here until me and Lord Donzo over here deem otherwise. Zetsu then smiles. Sorry, Lord Third, but you just have no say in this matter. Zetsu's body then starts decomposing slightly. Bye-bye! Then, Zetsu's body completely turns to a liquid-like form and completely disappears. Damn it. Shimura, did you catch everything that he said? Donzo then holds up a recording device. Of course I did. I'm not an amateur. Hiruzen then just nods and takes another puff out of his pipe. I'm going to call it Summit, Donzo. Donzo frowns when hearing this. I know you hate them, but what that thing said is, if what that thing said is true, we're gonna need to be able to bring all of the Kage together and become one strong force, at least temporarily. Donzo still looks annoyed at this, but seems to understand Hiruzen's motives. If that is what you decree, then I have no choice but to stand by your side at the summit, along with a few other ninja. But you must understand, not all of them are going to be willing to listen to what you have to say. Especially that blustering Raikage won't listen to anyone but himself and maybe his father. Hiruzen shakes his head. If that boy won't listen to democracy, if he won't listen to reason, if he won't even listen to anything but sympathy on his side, I'll force him to listen. You know as well as I do that if it is to defend the village, if it is to defend the will of fire that Lord First and Second, who have taught us, struggled so hard to pave, nothing will stand in my way. Donzo then nods, holding these same sentiments as Hiruzen and Hiruzen both gets ready to set up the summit. Now, as this happens, we switch back over once more to the perspective of Naruto, who has traveled a massive amount of distance since we last saw him. Now Naruto standing in front of the Cloud Village, ready to continue his mission of gaining the tailed beasts. Just before Naruto decides to enter the Cloud Village, however, he hears someone talking, or really yelling loudly near him, and Naruto turns to see none other than Killer Bee walking right outside of the village, trying to sneak out for maybe the 50th time and really just escape the iron claw that is the Raikage's will. Naruto senses that this human has a tailed beast levels of chakra within him, and for the first time, he sees a Biju within a Jinchuriki host. Looks like the Eight Tails found me. You. Give up your tail's beast quietly, and I won't have to harm you. Killer Bee then frowns at this little kid and sees that he's talking to him. Look at this kid, messing up my flow. If you don't skedaddle, you'll make me get rid of you. Fool, you fool. What an idiot. Looks like I won't just be able to talk you into giving me your tailed beast, huh? Naruto then starts charging up his own chakra with Killer Bee charging up his own. Then, Naruto and Killer Bee charge directly at each other, both ready for hand-to-hand combat. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 4 to the What If Naruto Was an Otsutsuki series. This has been pretty enjoyable to make so far. I've been really kind of deviating from the natural progression of Naruto, trying to use every possible resource to make it different, make it fresh, just make it a little bit, a little bit more unique than every other What If that I've done so far. So I hope you guys have been enjoying that and just are liking having this fresh perspective on the series. If you guys are and, do want to help this series do better, and you just did enjoy overall, consider hitting that like button, hit the like button if you did enjoy. It helps the video, helps the algorithm in general. And if you guys are new to the channel and haven't already done so, consider subscribing and hitting the bell because, that does help with the YouTube. And it just helps, make sure that you guys will get notifications along with YouTube pushing the videos a little bit more, helping just grow the channel in general, just getting us to that 100,000 subscriber mark that is seemingly pretty far away still now. As usual, I'll leave links to my social media down below. That includes my Discord, my Instagram, my Twitter, and all that kind of stuff down in the description below. Those are things where you can talk to me on a more personal level, interact with me. Probably, if you're on Discord, hop in VC calls with me every once in a while, if I just happen to be in there. So, that's that kind of stuff. As usual, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, guys, this is Anime X, signing off.